live in Sydney on what would have traditionally have been a standard size block. It's 1,000 square metres or a quarter acre. This garden has been many things. When we first got here, it sloped. We put in a swing for the kids, a play set for the kids. We had a pool down the bottom for a while. We've done a whole bunch of different things. So our garden's been many things, but since COVID, it's basically been nothing. So it's pretty well sat here, and yeah, it's time to take back control of it. Why am I doing it right now? Well, to me the world feels a bit out of control, and my garden feels very out of control, and I'd like to be able to at least get the garden back to where it should be. I think it's something that I can do. I think it's a project that's going to take me a long period of time, and it's something that will give me a lot of good feelings as I do it, I hope. I can promise you I will make mistakes. I can promise you I will get things wrong. I can promise you there'll be people raging at me from the comment section telling me what I should have done. But I also can promise you I'm going to put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, and hopefully come up with a pretty result. It's quite overwhelming with the amount of stuff that's got to be done here. So the first things I'm going to do is the things that are easy. I'm going to cut the grass, do the edges, and then start pulling out some of the weeds just to see where we're at. Right, I got to the end of what I thought was a solid afternoon's work and come inside, had a cup of tea. I've been outside for an hour, maybe an hour and a half. That's it. I've got to go back out and do a bit more work. Okay, that's the end of day one. Now, I can't do any more, because if I do, I won't be able to do day two. I've done the lawns, I've done the edges, and I've started cleaning out one of the garden beds. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably 9 garden beds to go. The following day, it was time to empty my wheelbarrow and clear the drains. Alright, about to head out to the local hardware store. Got to buy some half logs and some mulch to form an edge for the vines that I've just started cutting back. They're going to end up being espaliered across those wires, and that should be quite nice over summer. Okay, I'm now into the wild raspberry that I'm about to cut back. We've planted it kind of not in a great place because it can spread, and these things have underground shoots, so it comes up in my lawn, but yeah, produces some nice fruit and it's very tasty. So ideally in winter you want to cut these things back, I'm told, removing the old wood, leaving the new wood. Whereas with the vines, the espalier I'm trying to do, you're actually taking away the new wood and leaving the old wood. It breaks down quickly but feeds the trees. If you're wondering why I mow the lawn with no catcher on the first time, because I'm mowing each lawn twice. The first time I go through, I'm mowing it as high as the lawnmower will go, and just to be able to cut it back and to expose the undergrowth a bit. And then in a couple of more days' time, I'll come through with the mower set a couple of notches lower and with the catcher on, so to catch most of the grass at that point. But it gives a much better finish when it hasn't been mowed for a long time, and this lawn's probably not been mowed in 4 months. I want to make a garden. I don't simply want to buy one. I want it to be the result of my endeavours, my hard work. I want to learn from it, to understand it, and I want to grow with it. There's still an awful lot of work to be done here. I don't believe I've scratched the surface even a little bit. I've made it look a bit more habitable. I've made the garden look a bit prettier. But in terms of getting into the garden beds, that's where the real work begins. So I understand very well that just mowing the grass is not gardening. There's a lot more to be done, but it's what I would call a good start. Next time I need to start cleaning out my vegetable garden beds, and preparing them for summer. No, I'm not going to be growing, food for the apocalypse, but it would be nice to have, a few nice things from the garden if possible, and in particular to have some things like herbs and spices to be able to grow some of them to enhance the food that we have over summer.